So the Jungle Book did well, both financially and critically. And you know what that means? More live action adaptations of classic Disney cartoons. Beauty and the Beast is already on the way. Plus there was massive success in Cinderella. Even more than a Cinderella story starring Hilary Duff, if you can believe that. But what else should be developed? Well, I've put together a list of sorts. It's probably 5, I don't know. I'll figure it out as we go. Of Disney properties that I'd like to see in live action. And I'm not talking about gritty origin reboot retellings. I hate those. This is the Snow White story you've never seen before. This is the Alice in Wonderland story you've never seen before. Yeah, there's probably a reason for that. Because it's shit and no one cares. Also, I want to stress that when I say live action, I mean like people with photorealistic animals. Not that mocap garbage where Tom Hanks or Jim Carrey is like every character. And look, I know people like the Polar Express, but it looks like the Wax Museum version of Tom Hanks was struck by lightning and came to life. But not to do anything, just to stare into the middle distance, upsetting children. Hate this. Okay, Aladdin. Now this is a tough one because the role of the genie, it's borderline impossible to recast. Robin Williams bloody nailed it. But regardless, I'd rather see Aladdin again than the already planned genie origin film. I mean, what are you doing, Disney? Who would you cast in the lead role, though? You know, you could get classic Middle Eastern performer Jake Gyllenhaal. Prince of Persia bloody nailed that. I mean, they didn't, but you know, he had great abs. There must have been some rigorous diet and exercise involved to look that way. It's probably paleo, lots of kettlebell swings, probably a healthy mix of both cardio and weight. Anyways, Treasure Planet is great. So why not just do Treasure Planet again? It's got robots and pirates and aliens and future haircuts that also kind of look like 90s haircuts. I, for one, don't want to endure a 5th Pirates of the Caribbean film that for some reason is happening, but I'd definitely watch a live-action version of this. Cast John Goodman as Long John Silver, and you're off. Also, I want John Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls to do the soundtrack again. I'm just old-fashioned that way. Gargoyles! I can't believe there hasn't been more movement on the Gargoyles live-action front. Picture this. Gargoyles! From the year 994, a tricked and betrayed, turned to stone for 1,000 years, only to awaken in modern-day New York. Forget about it. Get them a slice of New York's finest. And a yellow cab. That's everything I know about New York. They have to contend with ancient threats of magic and monsters and curses, as well as a Lex Luthor-styled billionaire bastard who's manipulating them for his own sinister reasons. One of the Gargoyles could also probably be Ron Perlman. Maybe this one. Man, Gargoyles was good. Or was it? You know, it's been a while. I should say, man, I remember Gargoyles being good. The Lion King. Now, I know this, of all the properties listed, is probably the most controversial one to remake. And I totally get that. The Lion King, in my opinion, is one of the best films ever made. Every time I watch it, I appreciate it just a little bit more. Everything is harmonious, looking good for Pride Rock. And then Simba gets everything ripped away from him that he holds dear, including his father. And his misplaced guilt drives him into exile for years. And remember that bit when his father reappears and he's all like, "Simba, get your shit together." And then he decides to lion up and he goes home, and he's even backed by his friends who literally don't care about anything, but because it's important to him, they're willing to die. And even little moments like this, the hugging of the monkey. This guy found him and reminded him of who he really is, giving him back the life that he was so sure was lost. Man, what a movie! Look, they really shouldn't remake this, or any of these, really. Oh, maybe Gargoyles, that'd be pretty sweet. But if they were to do this, I have a couple of stipulations. Lose Matthew Broderick as Simba. I don't really think he works. He's not very regal. He's like, I'm Matthew Broderick. I was in Godzilla. I played sociopath Ferris Bueller. Shut up. And I think the design of the characters should take on a more cartoonish quality. It seems as there'll be no people in this film. You probably need more kind of animated facial expressions. Okay, so I said I'd do one more. How about Darkwing Duck? I don't know, I don't really remember it that well. It was just like Batman with a duck. Yeah, it sounds fun. Question for you though. Do you have any classic Disney animations that you'd like to see adapted into live action? If any at all. If you have any thoughts, there's a comment section. You probably know that. Also, if you're interested, I have a podcast called The Weekly Planet. It's considered by many to be the Lion King of podcasts, in the sense that in one episode, a lion was murdered by another lion. I may be misremembering that. Anyways, there's a link below. Alright, thanks everyone. Take care.